presents Bob and Jay's Pro Football Podcast with your host, Bob Katie and Jay Schmidt.
Welcome to Bob and Jay's Pro Football Podcast. I guess this would be Divisional Weekend for the division round, right?
Yep, welcome, everybody.
Welcome. We had some good football. I think we only had one boring game this last week. Won't play playoff game.
Yeah.
Which, we could go through all of the coaches' changes and everything else in that, but I think we'll probably do that more of a wrap-up thing. Maybe do a Super Bowl week, something like that. Might be more. Yeah, because there's a lot of changes just moving crazy around, and it'd probably take me and Jay a week to get all our homework just to do all of it.
Yeah.
But so we'll start with the Chiefs 30 and the Texans 0. I actually did not see much of this game, although I saw a shit ton of highlights, and I'm almost glad I didn't watch the game because it sounded and looked as boring as it was.
I watched most of it, and
you poor bastard.
I didn't really watch it. It was on.
It was on.
Well, it was right from the kickoff, man. It just looked like that kickoff was like the end of the whole game.
Oh, that's right.
That kickoff return, it was like the beginning of the game. It just felt like it took all the air right out of Houston.
It was like, yep, that's it. Say goodnight.
Yeah. And Hoyer, man, with his turnovers, it was just ridiculous. So.
Yeah, Houston, you almost feel, although I saw that looks like they're going to release Adrian Foster. So it looks like if they could just get a really above average running back and a quarterback, they could probably even go far in the playoffs. But that that seems to be their problem.
Yeah, they definitely need a quarterback, and just some offense,
Yeah, most definitely on that. I mean, Hopkins needs a quarterback,
Yeah.
That guy's off the chain.
Yep.
And the Chiefs, man, they just keep rolling along.
They're rolling. I wasn't really a believer, but now I'm kind of starting to believe a little bit after that shutout. That's a pretty big statement.
Yeah, the only thing that scares me though is they've been on a roll for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah,
and this is not the time. Well, you can't afford because you're done if you have a hiccup.
Right. Right. Yeah.
So they're on the longest after Carolina went down in the second to last game.
Mm-hmm.
The Chiefs are on the longest tear. So.
Yep.
That's I mean that'd be a terrible time to fall. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Steelers 18, Bengals 16. Oh, I don't have my music queued up. I know I forgot something. Polka time. What crazy game. What a crazy game. I mean.
And I was, and it was a crazy game, and it was not even being a Steelers fan, but just a football fan in general. I was sickened by some of the actions that took place, and I'm glad the league stepped in and handed down some penalties already. And
you guys really the Steelers and Bengals really hate each other. Like it's a hate.
Yeah, it was. It got ugly there at the end, and we pulled it out.
For the hit on Antonio Brown, I have kind of two opinions on it. The opinion is, I think some people thought it was dirty because who was doing the hit, but if you take away all the rules that have been implemented in the last bunch of years, that's a clean hit. If you go back 5 years, that's a clean hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The whole defenseless receiver thing. So the worst I don't think that one necessarily was. I don't know. I didn't think that one was so like he did it. I mean, he's a dirty player. That's for sure. It's documented.
Oh, he
But
has a history.
I just a serious history, and should he have? I mean, he obviously didn't have to take that shot. You know what I mean? But I don't think he took the shot. To me, it just didn't look like he took the shot like he was like really. I don't know. It just didn't. It just seemed like in
Oh,
years past it would have been a clean hit. You know what
I
I
don't
mean?
know. To me, it looked intent. I think it was intentional. He dropped his shoulder and
Well,
aimed his
yeah, he
head, and
dropped the shoulder. That's
he was doing nothing more than trying to hurt him. He wasn't even in the frame of the picture when when they started to tackle the guy. And
yeah.
that was
It was definitely. I guess what I'm saying is today's standards it was dirty,
yeah,
but 10 years ago
yeah.
it
I
wouldn't
could
have
see
been.
it.
It would have
Yeah,
been hard football. You know what I mean?
yeah,
You
yeah. But
know.
that was it. Looked like to me he was targeting his head. That's the
Yeah.
problem I have with it. But
More of the problem I have with anything is Pac-Man Jones being an idiot and just
oh yeah,
really, really
yeah,
sealing the deal on his team.
yeah.
You
And he
know.
hasn't shut up all week.
No. Yeah.
He's been chirping about it all week
Oh
on
my God!
social
If I was the
media. Yeah.
Bengals owner, I'd cut him instantly.
Yeah, and for somebody who started his career almost blew his career and then kind of resurrected it the last couple of years, and now
Yeah.
he's just I don't know. To me, it's like I don't know. I
He
don't
got
get it.
fined. He got fined today for touching the ref,
Good.
like 8,000 some odd dollars. I mean, there was like a whole list. Of course, Joey Porter and um, Munchak got fined,
Yeah,
and another Steeler got fined, but another couple Bengals got fined too. It's like there's fines everywhere going
yeah.
on.
I could talk about that forever, but I
Yeah,
don't know. So
but otherwise, you
just
take that out, it was still a very like
yeah,
like at halftime. I kind of went to watch a movie because I was like, wow, this is
yeah.
I
We
felt like it
thought
was
yeah that wrapped up. I
yeah, I
know.
felt like it was out of control. And then as we're watching the movie, I went to check my Twitter account, and I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah,
And then I get to the end of toward to the I get caught up on my Twitter account, and I'm like, I got to pause the movie. I got to watch the end of this. And all hell started. Right before all
yeah,
hell started breaking loose, I was like,
yeah,
wow, talk about just talk. The sad thing about it is that it really takes it really hits hard on the Steelers because you're going into this week. Ben's not even close to up to par. Antonio Brown's been ruled out today, and
Actually, they said today Ben had a full practice and he did everything he was asked to do throwing wise, and they were very happy with him. So hopefully he's gonna pull out. Antonio Brown's out, so they
yeah,
ruled him out. So, but
that's I mean, you're down. It just feels like the Steelers have the team to do it this year, but it's just like it's like you can't keep everybody upright to get it to
mm,
you know what I mean. But
see,
it's still like you're
never know.
still in it. You're still in it, so it's not like you can't do it. You
Yep,
know what I mean? It's just a lot tougher. It's going to be one hell of a tough road, even a
yeah,
harder road
yep,
when you've got when you it's really annoying, especially this year when the Bills had a lot of injuries. It's annoying when you know a healthy team what they can do, and you're like you can't get them all healthy on the field at the same
mm,
time.
yeah,
That's frustrating. Well, you know it. You've played the bouncing ball between Ben and Bell, and
yep,
and everything. But in the Bengals, the Bungles. What can you say? They bungled their way out again. What did I tell you? What
yep,
did I say?
yep,
That's been my call all year. I'm on their bandwagon right up until
yep,
no way I was going to pick them. It just fits. It just suits everything for them.
yep,
Marvin Lewis now has the worst playoff record in NFL history, 0
yeah,
and 7. It's like, oh dear Lord, what a way to lose! What a way to lose! What a way to lose! Um, we'll move Seahawks 10, Vikings 9, and I'm cold just
yeah,
thinking about that game.
yeah,
Whew.
yeah. Yeah. No, that was just frigid.
A very back and forth game too.
Yeah. And it came down to a missed field goal at the end by one of the more dependable kickers.
Oh, brutal! Laces it out, laces
20,
out.
yeah.
Oh,
27 yards, but yeah.
oh, Jesus, that's just terrible. But you
Yeah.
know what? Even on this Seahawks run, we'll call it, starting with their with going to the Super Bowl that their first year. It just seems like this is how, with the exception of that Super Bowl, just seems like how the Seahawks win.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
ball bounces their way, or
No.
or they just, there's a miraculous huge play that happens.
Yeah.
You know, against the Packers in the championship game last year. You know, it went
Yeah.
against them in the Super Bowl with the Patriots. It finally went against them, but it's like with the exception of the actual Super Bowl against the Broncos, it feels like they'll win. They win like in attrition. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
By attrition.
Yeah.
And they're getting Marshawn Lynch back this week. That should possibly help. Yeah, the Vikings have to be crushed.
Yeah.
They finally got a team, a playoff caliber team. They got them down. They're ready to put the nail in the coffin.
Yeah. At their house.
Yeah, yeah. It's got to be disheartening playing, playing a game that cold and just, whew.
Yeah.
That's just got to be brutal.
Yeah.
That has just got to be brutal. I think the Vikings though got a. There's a unlike the Texans, who have some major pieces to fill. I think in the Bengals, you just don't know where they're going to come out hot again next year and fail in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
The Vikings seem like they're just like last year they missed the playoffs. This year they made the play. There's been a nice build. They got all they have the pieces there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They just
Definitely.
they just keep adding and they'll be building. You know, if I was a Packers fan, I'd be worried from year to year now with the Vikings.
Yeah.
Speaking of Packers 35, Redskins 18. That didn't go the way we thought.
No.
We both.
This game, well, it started out. I only watched a little bit of the beginning, and then I was like, "Oh, this is." It was like it was over, and I didn't really see much of the game.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers safety.
Yeah, I was actually surprised. I was like, "Holy crap!"
Yeah, I did too. And then, by halftime, and then I think a little into the third quarter, I'm like, this just feels all Packers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
pretty much. I guess that's how it went.
Yeah, I mean, the Redskins more than anything. I mean, I figured the Vikings and Packers were going to lose in the playoffs. They just didn't really have a lot of firepower, you know what I mean, or whatever at that time. You know what I mean? Packers were gimping along. Vikings didn't seem to be able to beat anybody but the Packers. And the Redskins seemed hot. Not that it should be too shocking, I guess.
They're just a product of a weak division there, I guess. That's what that.
Yeah, but they were beating some pretty decent teams though down the stretch. I mean, they were. Yeah, I mean that's the only reason it kept them from staying in. They in any other division they probably would have got hot at the end and not made the playoffs.
Right.
I get what you're saying. Yeah. But who would have won that division?
Right. Yeah, that's what I mean.
What a terrible division. Yeah. Oh my Lord. And the Packers just seemed to suddenly click in the second quarter on. Just it was like somebody woke them up.
A little bit of that, Rodgers magic there again. So it's a whole new season here in the playoffs. So we'll see.
Yeah, he started to click big time and everything. Hey, if this is Kirk Cousins' coming out party, so to speak, the Redskins have a quarterback.
Yeah.
But 1 year, half a year does not tell me anything. For that, I did pretty good last week. I did 3-1.
I did 1-3.
Did you?
Yeah. My Steelers were the only one.
Those gut feelings didn't work out for you, huh?
Yeah, nah.
I would have gone perfect, but I went with the Redskins, the hot hand.
Yeah.
That was not good. I think we can skip winners and losers because the playoffs is pretty simple. You lose, you
Yeah.
go home. You win, you continue.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely skip that. And here I don't have the buttons, but Jay will tell you where to find us and our Twitter handle and stuff if he's got
Yes,
it.
at Bob and Jay's Pass Rush at gmail.com and at Pass Rush Podcast on Twitter and also our Facebook page,
Yep,
which I forget what that is. But
it's Bob and Jay's Pro Football Podcast.
Oh, okay.
There it is.
There it is.
That's our little. I don't have a button. We do it live, and when we do this
Okay.
round, so we go to the divisional round, and we start with the 4:30 game on Saturday, which is the Chiefs at the Patriots.
Yeah. Originally, when I was looking at this, I'm saying, they're going into what Casey's going in New England, but the more I watched the little updates and bleeps this week, I'm gonna go with KC. New England's got a lot of injuries and they've had some little side distractions. I forget who it was, but one of their guys
Chandler.
with something with the police.
Synthetic marijuana.
Yeah, some little distractions that you don't need going into a playoff.
Shirtless and
game.
praying in front of the police station.
Yeah.
There's a
but yeah, I'm gonna go KC here. They're hot, and you never know with New England, but I think Kansas City's gonna pull it out.
I want to take the Chiefs, but everything about me says that if you this is where the Patriots usually come out, and it just feels like one of those ones where you think backing the hurt animal into the corner,
Mm-hmm.
and they this is where the Patriots fight their way out. Usually they come out clobbering the other team. I'm taking the Patriots. With the Patriots, the king ain't dead unless I see the corpse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I've drank that Kool-Aid way too many times to believe that they're done with till they're done with. But
Yeah.
believe me, I'll be rooting against my pick all the way. I'll be rooting for Kansas City. But yeah, I just don't care. It looks bleak and everything else, but like I said, until I see the official documentation that they're done, I'll pick them. Packers Cardinals. This could be a game.
The 8-15 game. Yeah, it could be. I'm going to go with Arizona. I think it could be a tight game. And the way Rodgers showed up last week and Green Bay had a little magic. I don't know if they can keep it together, but
this is a different defense, though. This is a defense. This is not that the Redskins are a real defense, but this is a top flight defense.
Yeah.
And the Packers have been flighty all season.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going with you. I'm on the Arizona. I wouldn't be like laid out on the floor shocked if the Packers pulled it out their butt.
Yeah.
But I'd be a little surprised. I think the Cardinals are just they have a nice chug going, and they lost that last game of the season by a large margin, and I think that slapped them around and woke them up.
Yeah, hopefully.
I think they'll be ready to go. I like Bruce Arians too. I think he's going to have them fighting ready to go. Seahawks at Panthers. I did it again. I spelled it Panthers. Why am I forgetting the H in Panthers? When I write it, I say Panthers, but it comes out Panthers. This game scares me, actually.
I like Seattle. I think they're going to go in there and pull an upset.
Yeah,
I think Carolina showed a little few little weaknesses down the stretch there, and I think it's going to be a close game, but I like Seattle to go in there and just pull it out. They just feel like they have that little special, I don't know, feeling to them this year. I don't know why, but I just like Seattle to go in there and knock them off. Of course, I'll probably be totally wrong. But
it wasn't as easy a pick as I thought it was going to be. Especially you got Marchand coming back, but they barely beat Minnesota, and the Panthers put a good beating on Minnesota earlier in the you know what I mean? And it's in Carolina, and I'm going to stick with Carolina. I'm going to stick with the Panthers, because I mean they got beat a couple of times at the end there, or once at the end. Once they lost one game, right?
They lost one game.
Yeah, they lost that one game, but it was a divisional game, and we all know how those go. I mean, they went up and handled, dealt with Seattle pretty well up in Seattle. So I think this year, I think they'll be, but then again, like you said, I wouldn't be surprised if it goes the other way too. It's going to be a tight game.
We'll see how it goes. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just had a feeling, but my feelings haven't been that great this year.
Last week's feelings, Jay, not too well. Well, I'm sure I know what feeling you're going to go with this next game.
Yeah, hopefully my feelings are right for this game.
Steelers Broncos.
Yeah. I think this is going to be a close one too. I know they're starting Peyton Manning, and we're banged up, but I think this is going to be Peyton's record, though. Although after a bye in playoffs is 2-5, so he's not that hot in the playoffs after a bye. So we'll see.
I'm going to go with the Broncos on this one, just because I just think the Steelers are
all the home teams.
Yeah. I almost went with all the away teams last week, except for the Redskins, and that bit me in the ass. So I figured I'll stick with all the home teams this round. I have a feeling it's going to come down to whose quarterback is the healthiest and the hottest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If Ben comes out and is no worse for wear, and he gets hot with or without Antonio Brown, and same thing with Peyton. If Peyton, Antonio Brown, I just have a feeling Antonio Brown's going to end up hurting Pittsburgh, not having him, because that Broncos defense is pretty. You guys were the first one. Yeah, you beat them in Pittsburgh, right?
Yep.
Yeah. But you had Ben and Antonio Brown. I'm just my gut. I'm gonna take the Broncos, but then again, it's another one of those things. I'm not going to be shocked at all, not even surprised that the Steelers win. You know what I mean? They found a way to win through all these injuries and everything else. So
yeah, everybody's been stepping up. So I think it's going to be another week where they step up and surprise everybody and go into the AFC Championship.
Yeah, if Antonio Brown was healthy and in the game, I'd be still on the Steelers wagon. I would still be running that course. But Peyton with his shoddy playoff record, especially coming off, especially when he's been the more favored team, is terrible.
And they've been at home in general. Denver's been pretty crappy all year.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Screw it. I'll take Pittsburgh.
Oh,
there you go.
I thought we'd talk into it.
No. You know what? I'm like, I just kind of thought to myself, you know what? I like the gritty underdog. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For sakes, I'm a Bills fan. That's all we ever are. You know what I mean?
All right. So, I'll talk into. There's room on my bandwagon.
Hey, Buffalo put you there, so.
Yes, I know. Thank you.
So we'll go with that. Even last week in the Bengals game, the Bills website put a picture up. There was somebody with a sign that said "Thank you, Buffalo." It's like still. I'm like, oh, geez. Yeah, I'll take Steelers. I'll change it to Steelers. You had me change my mind.
Okay.
I was on the fence anyway, so. Actually, it's more Peyton's playoff record that kind of got to me too.
Yeah, well, and at home they haven't been that great this year, and we got our kicker, the Wizard of Boz, is gonna, I think, pull out another game saving kick.
Yeah.
Boswell. So.
You finally got a kicker kicking.
Yeah. Yeah, he
is
actually
that like your 18th kicker this year?
Actually set I think like the 5th. He's set a Steelers record for first year or rookie kickers. So.
See, they had to go through all those kickers just to find this guy.
Yeah, one that the Giants released.
Yeah, so. Well, the Giants' new coach looks like a 70s porn star, so. he's just,
yeah.
Oh, we'll get into that later. Another podcast.
For another podcast.
Yeah, we'll get to that before on our end of the season wrap up, type of thing. But all right, that'll do it for our divisional round picks. And one more time, Jay, where can people get a hold of us?
They can get a hold of us at Bob and Jay's Pass Rush at gmail.com and at Pass Rush Podcast on Twitter and our Facebook page also.
At Bob and Jay's Pro Football Podcast.
Yes, that one.
And, they're getting shorter because we don't have as many games to talk about. But yeah, that's it for this week. And we will be here for the with our picks to review the divisional round and make our picks in the championship weekend. So,
yes.
Everybody, enjoy some football.
Yes, have fun. Go Steelers.
From Homebrew Studios, this has been Bob and Jay's Pro Football Podcast, brought to you by Bob and John's Super Duper Variety Power Hour.